Welcome back to another one of my lists. This is your boy X-Man 1991 here. The wait is over. I'm going to reveal to you my top 10 shows from Disney Channel. Before I get into that, here's the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions goes to Phineas and Ferb, Hannah Montana, Sweet Life on Deck, Cory in the House, Fish Hooks, American Dragon Jake Long, Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Those are my honorable mentions. Now let's get to the actual list. Number 10, The Famous Jet Jackson. This show stars the late Lee Thompson Young as Jet Jackson, who stars in the fictional show called Silverstone. The Famous Jet Jackson ran for 3 seasons, from October 25th, 1998 to June 22nd, 2001, with the Disney Channel original movie Jet Jackson the movie premiering 9 days before my 10th birthday / Father's Day on June 8th, 2001. Famous Jet Jackson was a good show, and like I said before, it sucks that Lee Thompson Young took his own life away 11 years ago by committing suicide. I wish he would have gotten some help before he even thought about committing suicide, even though it said that he had bipolar disorder and he suffered from depression before his death. But he was the perfect role to play Jet Jackson. This Friday will be 25 or 26 years since the show premiered. Rest in peace to Lee Thompson Young. Just like your last name, you died very young. If he was still alive right now, he would have been 40. 11 years ago, he didn't even make it to see 30. Or 10 years ago, he didn't make it to see 30. Now, 10 years later, he didn't make it to see 40. Number 9, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was definitely a good show. We had the Sprouse brothers, Colin and Dill Sprouse, playing Zack and Cody Martin, living in a hotel. We also had Brenda Song on the show, and Ashley Tisdale, and Phil Lewis, and Kim Rhodes. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was the 3rd Disney Channel original show to surpass 65 episodes after That's So Raven and Kim Possible. Just like Kim Possible, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody also ran for 87 episodes, from March 18, 2005 to September 1st, 2008. And then they came out with the sequel show, The Sweet Life on Deck, from 2008 to 2011. Before their days on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Dylan and Cole Sprouse, they've been acting since the early 90s when they were 8 months old. Yes, since the early 90s. And their first movie role was in Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. Then years later, they did The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. They're both 32 years old, the Sprouse brothers. I'm a year older than them. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was definitely a good show. Same with number 8, Wizards of Waverly Place. This show was about Selena Gomez playing Alex Russo, who has magical wizard powers, along with her 2 brothers, Justin Russo and Max Russo. Max was played by Jake T. Austin, and Justin was played by David Henry. Before his days on Wizards of Waverly Place, David Henry played Skylar Blackford on the Method and Red show. The Wizards of Waverly Place is the only show on my list that has more episodes than the shows that I have below and above this list. That I have below and above the show. The show had 106 episodes, surpassing That's So Raven's 100 episode record, from October 2007 to January 2012. And they're coming out with a sequel to the show called Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, where David Henry will reprise his role as Justin. The show is set to premiere next Tuesday on Disney Channel. I'm going to see if it's on Disney Plus. Wizards of Waverly Place was one of the last good sitcoms that Disney Channel has had. And is also the first show on my list that ran for 4 seasons. I have like 3 Disney Channel shows on my list that ran for 4 seasons. And Wizards of Waverly Place is the first one. Number 7, So Weird. They compared this show to The X-Files because this was a dark tone Disney Channel show. It ran for 3 seasons from January 18th, 1999 to 2001. I definitely like So Weird because it reminds me of The X-Files since they compared this show to The X-Files. Number 6, Phil of the Future. Phil of the Future is one of the most underrated Disney shows of all time. It's definitely in my top 5 most underrated Disney shows. This show premiered the day after I turned 13, Friday, June 18, 2004. And it only ran for 2 seasons. And it ran until Saturday, August 19, 2006. Phil of the Future definitely deserves more credit. It should have ran longer than 2 seasons. Now we get to my top 5 Disney Channel shows. The Proud Family is my number 5. This is the first Disney Channel original animated show to feature a black cast. The Proud Family, just like Wizards of Waverly Place, Phil of the Future also ran for 2 seasons. From 2001 to 2005. And they came out with the TV movie, The Proud Family movie, in 2005. And the characters of the Proud Family did a crossover with the characters from Lilo and Stitch the series. The series was rebooted in 2022 called The Proud Family Louder and Prouder. And in my honest opinion, Oscar and Trudy Proud are pretty much the cartoon version of Martin and Gina. What do you guys think? You guys think Trudy and Oscar are the cartoon version of Martin and Gina? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, the theme song was performed by Solange and Destiny's Child, which still slaps 23 years later. We had a lot of good cast members on the show. We had Kyla Pratt voicing Penny Proud. I know Tommy Davidson voiced Oscar. Paula J. Parker, who played Joy on Friday, voiced Trudy. We all know Orlando Brown voiced Sticky Webb before his days on That's So Raven. Elisa Reyes, who was on Nickelodeon's All That, she voiced La Cienega Boulevardez. Such a great cast and a great show. But it sucks it only ran for 2 seasons. Number 4, Kim Possible. Kim Possible was the first Disney Channel animated show to surpass 65 episodes, running for 87. Of course, the characters Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable also had a crossover with the characters from Lilo and Stitch the series. The second show on my list that ran for 4 seasons from 2002 to 2007. And the theme song still slaps 22 years later. Now my top 3 Disney Channel shows. Number 3, I have Lizzie McGuire. This was the first project that I've seen Hilary Duff in. before I saw her in movies like Cheaper by the Dozen, the Lizzie McGuire movie, and According to Greta. Just like Phil the Future and The Proud Family, Lizzie McGuire also ran for 2 seasons. The show premiered on Friday, January 12, 2001, the same day Gary and Mike premiered on UPN, concluding on Valentine's Day 2004. Damn, it's been 20 years since Lizzie McGuire ended, with the Lizzie McGuire movie being released in theaters in 2003. I feel like Lizzie McGuire should have ran for more than just 2 seasons, which is why I can't put it higher than the next 2 shows I'm about to mention. Because I have Even Stevens at number 2. This was the show that started the career of Shia LaBeouf. And thank you, Disney Channel, for giving me one of the best birthday presents as a 9-year-old. Yes, Even Stevens premiered on my birthday when I was 9 years old in 2000. June 17, 2000. And it ran until June 2nd, 2003. And the TV movie, the Even Stevens movie, premiered in 2003. Shia LaBeouf and Christy Carlson Romano makes a great TV sister duo, in my honest opinion. Before Christy Carlson Romano was Kim Possible, she was Ren Stevens from Even Stevens. And Even Stevens is another underrated Disney show, and it's still funny. This is my top 5 most underrated Disney shows. I got Lloyd in Space at number 5, Phil of the Future number 4, The Weekenders number 3, Even Stevens number 2, and Fillmore number 1. Why I have Even Stevens at number 2? Because it premiered on my 9th birthday. That's why I have it at number 2. And you probably should know what my number 1 Disney Channel show is. Without a doubt, it's That's So Raven. Y'all should have known That's So Raven was going to be my number 1. Before the show was named That's So Raven, the show was originally going to be called The Future Is In Me, or Absolutely Sidekick. And Raven-Symoné read the role of Chelsea, and she actually wanted to play Chelsea, but they decided to rewrite the show and rename it That's So Raven, with Raven-Symoné playing as the lead role of Raven Baxter. That's So Raven, why I put it at number 1, because it was the first Disney Channel original show that ran for 100 episodes before Wizards of Waverly Place. Ran from January 17, 2003 to November 10, 2007. And years after That's So Raven ended, they came out with 2 spin-off shows. One called Cory in the House, and then another one called Raven's Home. That's So Raven definitely had an amazing cast. Raven-Symoné, of course, playing Raven Baxter. Orlando Brown playing Eddie Thomas. Annalise Vanderpool playing Chelsea. Kyle Massey playing Cory Baxter. Rondell Sheridan played Victor Baxter after he played Andre Walker on Cousin Skeeter. And Takia Crystal, I forgot what her last name is, she played Tanya Baxter. I did not celebrate the 20th anniversary of That's So Raven last year because of the troubles between Kyle Massey and Orlando Brown. But that sexting the 13-year-old girl charges against Kyle Massey, those charges against him has been dropped. And of course, Orlando Brown has been clean and sober since he got bailed out of jail last year. So I'm glad Kyle Massey is innocent from that, from those charges that he was facing in 2021. So I'm glad he's innocent. And I'm glad Orlando Brown is getting his shit together. That's So Raven will forever be my favorite Disney Channel show of all time, period. That is going to conclude my top 10 shows from Disney Channel. All the shows that I have on this list are currently streaming on Disney Plus, with the exception of The Famous Jet Jackson. There are some episodes of that show on YouTube, but all the other shows, excuse me, are streaming on Disney Plus. What do you guys thought about my top 10 Disney Channel shows list? Let me know, what are your top 10 Disney Channel shows? And which show would be your number one? Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next list. The next list I'm going to reveal is my top 10 superstars from the Attitude Era. I know Yusuke Knight will be dying to see that video. Coming soon. And I'll be back to do a recap of this past Sunday's NFL game between the Houston Texans and the Green Bay Packers. I'll be back in a minute.